I call the regular meeting of the Nevada City Council to order Monday, October 28th, 2024, 6:00 PM. Can we get a roll call, please?
Melissa Mushek.
Here.
Henry Corbin.
Here.
Dane Nielsen.
Here.
Jason Sampson.
Here.
Steve Skaggs.
Here.
Sandy Eric.
Here.
And first item is approval of the agenda. There was a question that just came in from Henry about 4B. It says totaling 35. I don't know if that's a typo.
Oh, $35,
Yeah.
$0.35.
So.
Incorrect.
Yeah, that was always Barb's job, so he's doing his
Yeah,
rolling
hopefully
board over there.
I was gonna say,
Proofreading board.
goes with the chair, you know your job.
So it's. You just want me to read it?
Yes.
$1,362,629.11.
So we would be looking for a motion to approve the agenda with the edit that Aaron just read.
Yep.
Move to approve with the addendum that Aaron just made.
Second.
Okay, Steve, Henry, any discussion on agenda? And we will have to do a consent thing, but we'll get to that. Seeing none, council please vote. Agenda is approved. Which takes us into the consent agenda. Any item may be removed for separate consideration. We have a request to remove I, so that would be 4A through H in the consent.
Move to approve with
Second.
the removal of I.
Jason, Melissa? Seeing no discussion, council please vote. It is approved, and we would consider 4I.
Move to approve.
Second.
Jason, Sandy, any discussion on I? And we'll do a roll call.
Melissa Mushek.
Abstain.
Corbin.
Aye.
Nielsen.
Aye.
Sampson.
Aye.
Skaggs.
Aye.
Eric.
Aye.
Okay, that is approved. Takes us into the public forum, which is time set aside for comments from the public on topics of city business other than those listed on the agenda. No action may be taken. Tongue tied tonight. Anyone here to speak in the public forum? Seeing none, we will close public forum, moving us to old business A, ordinance number 1061, 2024-2025. An ordinance amending chapter 165, section 8, use types of the city code by adding language pertaining to breweries and amending table 165.09-2 permitted uses, second reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
Dane, Melissa, any discussion there? Seeing none, council please vote.
Sorry.
Okay. That's approved. Takes us to B, resolution number 34, 2024-2025. Resolution for American Rescue Plan Act allocation.
Move to approve.
Second. Sandy and Henry. No discussion. Council please vote. That is approved. Takes us to new business A, approve annual fieldhouse maintenance agreements. So Tim's coming up.
So it's hard to believe we're kind of getting close to the first year of operation out there. Kind of open to the public, as you know, in February, but we were in at Christmas, New Year's last year. So a lot of these things were in place about that time. So these agreements are going to be coming up here in December. Couple of them, the elevator maintenance agreement, TK Elevator installed their elevator. They took care of that the first 12 months because that was part of their post-construction period that they had to do. Fire sprinkler maintenance and inspection, same thing, was in place for that. The fire alarm monitoring and the elevator monitoring, those items we put in place last year back in December because we had to have those in place. They were not included as part of construction or post-construction for the first 12 months. So Midwest Alarm is the one that's currently doing the elevator monitoring and the fire alarm monitoring. But in relation to the first one, the elevator maintenance agreement, I found out that that's kind of hard to find. So TK Elevator is who put it in. They were the ones that responded to my calls. I'd reached out to 3 other firms. One was owned by TK Elevator. The other 2 didn't respond to my inquiries. And they've done a really nice job. When we have had issues, they've been there right away to address those. The fire sprinkler maintenance and inspection, Total Fire Protection is the one that installed that. But as you look through the prices, they were the highest priced one out of the other ones that I had gotten. Midwest Alarm was the lowest on that at $348 per year. So all of these together would be, what we'd recommend. Each one would be for 3 years. So that gets us into a nice rhythm. We don't have to do this every year as well. So I would be happy to answer any questions you had on any of these specific 3 items. I think you probably have to address them individually, but if you have questions on any of the 3, I'd be happy to try and answer those.
And move to approve option 1 for the elevator maintenance agreement.
Second.
Jason and Dane, any discussion there? Seeing none, council please vote. That is approved.
Move to approve option 1 in fire sprinkler maintenance and inspection.
Second.
Jason, Sandy. Seeing no discussion there, council please vote. That is approved.
Move to approve option 1 in fire alarm and monitoring agreement. Elevator
On
monitoring
the
agreement.
spot, trying to get there.
Jason, Dane. Seeing no discussion, council please vote. That is approved. Which takes us to approve replacement of parking lot light fixtures at SCORE and replacement of streetlights along Fawcett Parkway.
Action form in your packets in relation to this. We were able to obtain new LED fixtures through a program associated with Alliant Energy at $1 per fixture. Kind of felt like, man, maybe this is too good to be true, but after research, we found out that other communities had done it as well. So we were able to obtain enough fixtures to replace the ones in the parking lot and at SCORE, both the east and west lots. And Joe also obtained some for replacing the fixtures along Fawcett Parkway. So these will be LED fixtures, and it won't be replacing the poles. It's just replacing the fixture at the top of the pole.
And I reached out to 3 firms to get pricing, and Williamson Electric came back the most economical on those. So really, should be good. They're new fixtures in the box. So I think we're, Jeremy Williamson had indicated he had put up these fixtures in other applications before and said it was a good fixture. So we're excited to get these going if we can.
Geez, Tim, I don't know, a dollar's an awful lot.
Well, you know what? If it doesn't work out, we're out $89. I spent $89 in a worse way.
How much
So-
are the fixtures normally? What's that saving us?
Not double $100. Yeah, I honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. But yeah, I would say they're, probably several hundred.
Great,
Yeah, they're pricey.
great job.
Thanks for finding that. I'll make.
Well, there was an email Jordan had gotten from, I think, from a fellow city administrator and pushed it out to us. And so we kind of followed up from there. So
Work, guys.
Network works.
I'll make a motion to approve, option 1, Williamson Electric.
Second,
Steve and Melissa. Any discussion?
we hope to have them up yet here before the end of the year, but obviously that'll be weather dependent. So,
Council, please vote.
thank you.
That is approved. Takes us to approve replacement of skylights for the library.
I don't know if you guys have any questions, but basically the library has 9 skylights across the main section, the old section. And then there's 1 in the vestibule and 1 just outside the front door that apparently were original to 1990. So about half my staff is younger than the skylights. And we've had leaks off and on over the past year with our roof, which we've gotten repaired, and they pointed out the age of the skylights and all the cracks in them and sent pictures. And so I've been working on figuring out our options for about 6 months now. And Central States is the one who's been doing the repairs on the roof, and they came back at a far lower cost than anybody else. And we're very easy and good to work with, so that would be my recommendation. I don't know if anybody has any questions.
The leaky skylights are bad for books is what we're.
Yeah, they're right over a good chunk of our shelving, so it would not be great if they had a catastrophic leak.
I'll move for approval of the Central States bid.
Second.
Andy and Dane, any discussion?
Was there any consideration of just covering them up, sealing them off, so we don't ever have to do this again?
There was talk of that. To be honest, I think that would make the main part of the library pretty dark. There's not a lot of,
Get dollar fixtures, LED lights.
it's not, well, did you see the installation cost of those? So, yeah, there's not a lot of windows within the library, especially that main section. There's windows in the computer area, and then in the children's section, but really, and the meeting room, but those are the only windows in the whole building. So we like the natural light they provide.
Natural light in the library is really.
And we
nice.
figure 34 years lifespan is actually probably pretty good.
Got lucky. One thing about a sunlight through the roof is it's gonna leak, just a matter of what. Okay.
Go ahead.
Any other discussion? Council, please vote. That is approved. Takes us to D, approve neighborhood improvement incentive program application from Flummerfelt Homes for Sunridge Estates in the amount of $26,855.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Steve and Jason. Any discussion there?
You know if we're about done?
That's a
They're
good question.
Still removing.
Still got more to go?
Yeah, they still have more to go, so, but they just. In total, I think they've placed probably 9 into that park itself, so. And then I don't know if you've had a chance to drive through, but all the roads throughout there are brand new with stormwater and all that stuff. so,
Nice. Much improved.
Yeah, it's a much nice improvement.
Yeah, wouldn't believe it.
Anything else? Seeing none, council please vote. That is approved, which takes us to E, resolution number 35, 2024-2025, a resolution to support workforce housing tax incentives for E-Light gutters, DBA, the exteriors for a housing project previously approved for Diamond F.
So I'm here to provide a little bit more information on the resolution in front of you for consideration. Diamond F Properties has decided not to proceed with the 4 units of housing that were approved for workforce housing tax credits in early September. And so instead of those going back to the state and not being utilized, I've been working with the state and Elite Construction to actually transfer those tax credits to Elite Construction with the understanding that they would build 4 workforce housing homes on the 4 lots that NEDC owns in what we're calling Trailside. And so while we don't have full approval yet from the state of Iowa, the resolution in front of you tonight is one of the key pieces to move that discussion on with the state. So I'd certainly answer any questions you would have. Part of the reason I know of Elite is that they submitted essentially the same application in Boone. And because of the large number of housing applications submitted in Boone, this year they were not funded. And so it actually worked pretty well to talk to the state and say, hey, is there any way that we could essentially move them to Nevada since they weren't approved over in Boone. And again, no problem with the application, was just purely, they had 6 applications submitted and got 3 approved, which was a very, very unusual anyway, but in light of the development project over there, they did get them funded. But this one was not funded because it wasn't, 100 units of housing like some of the other ones were. So I'd certainly take any questions you might have.
We know why Diamond F pulled out of their.
No, and that's a Flummerfelt division and just purely other projects and not feeling like they could meet the project timing that needed to be done, so I'm hoping that as we continue to fill Trailside that they'll consider a project there as well, and and by not doing the projects and agreeing to transfer them, they actually are just fine with the state. So it's just the state wants housing and they want to find developers that want to put housing up in rather short order. So I'm hoping I can come back in a few weeks and say we have all the approvals we need, but your action tonight is pretty key to move those conversations forward.
Well, I'll move for approval of that application.
Second.
Sandy, Dane, any discussion? Seeing none, council please vote.
I would like to add that we did receive $100,000 from the county for this specific project as well. And that what that has allowed us to do is install the water and sewer lines that are going to serve that area.
So the lots are shovel ready, so we're anxious to see it.
That is approved.
I will be back hopefully with an update in a few weeks.
Thanks for all your work on that too.
Yep.
Takes us to F, resolution number 36, 2024-2025. resolution fixing the date of meeting at which it is proposed to approve and authorize the sale of real property.
Move to approve.
Second. Henry? Any discussion? Seeing none, council, please vote. That is approved, taking us into reports, starting with our city administrator.
All right, so 2 of the last 3 Mondays, there's been a group of us, including Aaron, our attorney, working on the recodification. So really reviewing all of our ordinances that we have in place and updating all of that stuff from the questions that we received from Simmering and Corey. We were able to get through that today. The next step that we're going to be working on is updating our employee handbook, because some of that, majority of it has not been updated since 2018, so we wanted to get that updated. This morning we had our health insurance meeting with full staff, letting them know what we are going to be seeing with health insurance. We will be seeing around a 2% decrease this year, which is nice. Had a few wastewater progress meetings. Met with Dorsey and Whitney pertaining to the capstone agreement, and we should be seeing something along the lines here pretty soon. Turns out we will not need an agreement in place. We will just be able to update our urban revitalization plan and get that updated. So we won't actually need an agreement for that. Attended our Oak Park ribbon cutting. That was pretty great. The houses are amazing. They look good. It's a great addition to the community. Had our NEDC meeting, and then we also had 2 meetings with the auditors pertaining to foundation in the city. So yeah, it's been a busy week with many meetings. Any questions?
Okay. Moving on for reports, the League Legislative Committee is working through their legislative priorities. They're trying to be a lot more proactive and take more solutions rather than just being against things that are gonna move up there. They also are working through some different surveys, which I'll probably ping over to Karen, because they're looking at fiscal impacts of different past and potential future action and what it does for cities. So obviously she will know better than any of us will what the nuts and bolts do when you get to that. So otherwise, the development committee will be meeting after this meeting tonight to go through some things. So we mentioned last time we were in alignment with Burke on some of the top line numbers, but the repayment schedule is different, which throws a lot of things out of whack as far as that goes. And Karen, I don't know how she does it, but working through all the amortization tables and all this stuff, trying to figure out the impact. But because it's so complex, she's also been working with our financial advisors for the last couple weeks on that. So we'll be good. I'll be learning, the development committee will be learning what that does in our meeting tonight, because our meeting with all the Burke folks, another big meeting, is this week on Wednesday. So we'll be trying to wrap up as many of those outstanding items as we can. So hopefully not only the repayment schedule, but also all those other things in the treatment agreement, we can try to wrap up the big stuff. And with that, I'll happy to answer any questions. Okay, council reports.
Well, I've got a couple things. I attended the Stoy County Emergency Management big meeting on behalf of the mayor a couple weeks ago. I learned a lot too, like so many things I can't tell you. That's my, I don't remember message. And the Public Art Commission met last week as well, and things are proceeding, I think, quite well with that. Like, we're talking now about a special event in the spring, while meanwhile we're working on mural project, but to do something more public with public art, something with the students in the schools was proposed. So we're looking into that. Can we have a public art event featuring student artwork and something kind of cool? I think will come out of that to introduce, you know, the public art in a different way. So anyway, stuff's happening in that world.
Thanks, Sandy. Any other council reports? Anything from Tim?
Nothing additional for me this evening unless you have questions.
Now Marlis wants a microphone.
I do.
You never do.
Actually, along with what Sandy said, we just shared on the city newsreel today, a thing from your group about they're developing a roster of local artists, which that will be nice. So if you know somebody with those creative talents, they should sign up for that, right, Sandy?
Yes,
And
indeed.
be considered for local projects, so.
I think that's great. I know one thing that really stood out to me was when we were considering all the applications for the commission itself was how much tremendous talent there was locally. And so when we went through and tried to appoint that initial group, we were trying to get different types of background and experience. And there were people that had to get left off just because there wasn't space in the commission that had really good talent. So that's a really good idea. Brenda, anything additional? Aaron?
Nothing additional.
Anything, we'll see you quick. Nothing for me unless you have questions.
Same.
Nice you sit behind that big monitor.
It's kind of nice, yeah.
I'm good as well.
Aaron?
Just, we had a good, IMFOA conference. There was a really good session on HR duties and FMLA. Always good to have refreshers on those items that we don't use a whole lot, so we can forget, the process. We reviewed House File 718 and some potential issues. We didn't actually attend our financial software had a meeting, Wednesday morning, and we were actually at the Dorsey and Whitney session on TIF. But, we've heard through the grapevine that they will discontinue our old system in 2025. So we were, a little discouraged. They're pushing everyone to the cloud, but we have not heard one city that has done that doesn't have issues. So we are, they keep calling us and saying, you know, you should switch, and we kept saying no. And I think that's going to be our answer, even when they say we're done. We'll probably be looking at, new software in 2025, as much as we don't want to. And it will be expensive. Yeah. The Dorsey session was really good. I always feel like I take away something from them. The next meeting, I just wanted to remind you, it's Tuesday, November 12th, because of the holiday. So remember that. And as Mayor said, the Development Committee's meeting tonight. So we changed the budget meeting to after the Tuesday meeting on the 12th. So that's all I have. Do you have any questions for me?
Council, anything else? I was asleep, so anybody else want to go?
Move to adjourn.
Okay.
Okay, Dave and Melissa. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Okay, we are adjourned.
Concerning a photo of the council, I'm thinking, yes, we could send Steve running to get a shirt.
It's in the lobby.
Oh, it is.
I'll
So
throw it
do
on.
we want to take that now?
Yes.